your brother, your friend, your dietitian back again for another installment in spirit, nutrition. How Mike Tyson utilized the power of his subconscious mind to become the youngest ever world heavyweight champion. Let's get it popping. Mike Tyson, a truly iconic figure in American history. He's an American original. He's, raw, uncut. He's from the gutter, from the bottom. Quickly rose to the top. Didn't have guidance. He changed the boxing world. I mean, with his first round knockouts, his power punches, is just amazing. But I'm reading his autobiography right now. It's phenomenal. But this video is not going to be about the book itself. It's just an aspect of Mike Tyson's life that I learned that I didn't know prior to reading this book. I'll recommend that everybody go and get this book. New York Times bestseller, Undisputed Truth, Mike Tyson. It's raw, it's cold-blooded. But about the power of the subconscious mind, how he utilized that. I didn't even know that he had put that into use to become the world heavyweight champion, the heavyweight champion of the world. I didn't even know that. But how? How did he do it? Mike Tyson had a trainer by the name of Cus D'Amato. Cus D'Amato was old-time trainer who had trained Floyd Patterson, the previous youngest heavyweight champion of the world. But he discovered Mike through a long process. He was in reformatory school with Michael, and he ended up learning how to box while he was in the reformatory kind of detention center, and he was getting better and doing well. So the trainer who was training him then and the teacher who was teaching him then sent him off to Cus D'Amato. So Cus D'Amato, this guy has lots of experience. I mean, in the boxing world, he's worked with other trainers. He's worked with Floyd Patterson, who's one of the greatest of all time, heavyweights of all time, and he can see a heavyweight champion when he can see. He knows one when he sees one, basically. So he meets Mike Tyson, and he starts training Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson submits to him. He becomes like an apprentice of sorts, and he trains underneath the man. But what I found intriguing, and this is something I'm learning in my life, is that almost all achievement is primarily success is mostly psychological. It's mostly emotional. It's mostly mental. The physical and like knowledge and skill, really the will supersedes the skill. Hard work beats talent, as they say, but what I really want to emphasize is the will superseding the skill. This man, Cus D'Amato, when he met Mike Tyson, he broke him down kind of and peeled back the onion layers to get to the core of Mike Tyson. But what he started doing was empowering Mike Tyson emotionally. He said that you have to have power over your emotions, control over your emotions, and the ability to conquer fear in the ring and to use fear. Fear is always going to exist, but you have to control it. So he taught him that. But one thing that I realized that he did, and I didn't know previously, was that he reprogrammed Mike Tyson's subconscious mind. He used the power of Mike Tyson's subconscious mind. How? He taught Mike Tyson visualization techniques. He taught him how to visualize himself as the youngest heavyweight champion of the world. He basically saw Mike Tyson in a very positive, high regard. He always would say, "You're a giant. You're a colossus among men." Mike Tyson would talk about past heavyweights, and he was saying, "Son, the only time these people are going to talk about these people you mentioned, these greats, are going to be if you're talking about them. You're going to change the world of boxing. You're going to be the youngest heavyweight champion of all time. You could be perfect. You're going to be a flawless fighter. No one's going to be able to stop you. You're going to be a god amongst men." He constantly fed him with positive affirmations constantly fed the subconscious mind and watered the seeds in that subconscious mind, always telling him he would be the heavyweight champion of the world, the youngest heavyweight champion of the world. He would be a great one. He would be a colossus among men. He would change the whole game of boxing. He consistently told him this. Now, this was backed up by grueling, intense training sessions. So, I mean, he would train and eat and run and lift and punch and jab and all. You know, he would train and spar continuously for years before he even went amateur, before he even had his first amateur fight, and then before he went professional. He was training for years. So it's not like you can just say, I'm the greatest, and lay on your bed and say, I'm going to be the greatest heavyweight of all time. He had the talent. He had the ability within him. He had the strength. But what happened was that anytime you have a fixed belief in your mind, especially in the subconscious, and it's rooted in the subconscious mind moves the body. It starts controlling the body and the actions to bring to fruition the thing that you believe about. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's called auto-suggestion as well. That's a technique that he used on Mike Tyson. And Mike Tyson bought into it and started believing he was the greatest of all time. He was going to be the greatest of all time. He was going to be the youngest heavyweight champion of the world. He started saying it to himself. They were doing even some like hypnosis kind of therapy where he would go into a meditative kind of hypnotic state, and he would say affirmations. These affirmations were always constructive. They were always additional, additive instead of destructive or subtracting. And so that's the subconscious mind will believe whatever you tell it, whether it's positive or negative. Subconscious mind doesn't know the difference. It's neutral. So by constant visualizations, repetition, affirmations, auto-suggestion, he became the world heavyweight champion of the world in his mind first. And later he went and took the title. He went and conquered it. And that was really deep because Cus D'Amato, he ended up dying. He was an elderly man. A lot of times, that's why it's beautiful to have grandparents and it's beautiful to have mentors, because the older generation, they can give you guidance. They can give you jewels and wisdom and pass it down to you. And so Cus D'Amato was able to give Mike Tyson a lot of guidance, a lot of shrewd wisdom, I guess you could say, shrewd jewels, and share the secrets of the mind with Mike Tyson. But it was sad because Cus D'Amato passed away just before Mike Tyson took that heavyweight championship. And everybody kind of swarmed in like vultures on Mike, and he was only 20, 21, and they took advantage of him. He didn't have his kind of Yoda. Cus D'Amato was kind of like a Yoda for Mike Tyson. And so I just wanted to point out that kind of cool story about Mike Tyson that I didn't know, was that he had to consistently tell himself that he was the greatest. He had to actually believe it and start, buying into the belief that he would be the youngest heavyweight champion of all time. And he still holds that title now. And that's a type of programming that you have to do to yourself. Anytime you want to become something or do something, and Napoleon Hill talks about it. He talks about it in Think and Grow Rich. You have to program the subconscious mind. You have to use auto-suggestion and consistently tell yourself these things, and then they'll come to fruition. Follow up with action, but consistently program yourself and program your subconscious mind into believing whatever you want to come to fruition, and it'll happen. So that was really something really deep that I hadn't known about Mike Tyson's life. I wanted to share with you all. Your brother, your friend, your dietitian, back again for another installment in Spirit Nutrition. How Mike Tyson used the power of his subconscious mind to become the youngest heavyweight champion of the world. And how you can too. We can do the same thing, man. All you gotta do is apply yourself. Good health, and mad wealth to you all. Peace and blessings.